everyone, my name is Elle and welcome to my channel. I finally have an update for one of my Finish 17 in 2017 project pans. This is long overdue. I had actually already filmed this one. This is for the Let's Do Textures collab, and I will have everyone who's involved in the collab listed in my description box below, so please do go and check everyone out. But I filmed it and I just didn't like the way that my makeup turned out because I was trying something really experimental and I was just like, I am not uploading that, I have to refilm. And it just took me a while to get back to it. So fair warning here, I will be decluttering a couple of items. So if that's something that bothers you, if you're bothered when project panners choose to declutter instead of finish a product, you might want to go watch another video. I'm just being honest. I know I've had that feedback for sometimes. Some people just have come out and said that they do not like when people declutter, but I'm at that point where I'm not forcing myself to use things that I don't enjoy to use anymore. And what I really want 2017 to be is learning. I have a lot of products that I've been overlooking and neglecting because I have a pretty substantial makeup collection and I want to get the most use out of it, and I don't want to force myself to use something that I already know I don't like. So there's a couple of things that I will be getting rid of. All right, that's your warning, that's your disclaimer. Let's get into it. So the first product is from the category Paper. If you missed the intro, I will have that linked down below so you can hear all about why I chose what I did for what category. But for Paper, I had the Coastal Scents Reveal 3D Palette Sampler in Desert Bloom, and I am going to declutter this one. I know we're not starting on a very strong note here, but I actually did not use this at all. And when I had to refilm my update, I said, okay, you know what, I'm gonna try and use this, and I didn't. I swatched it a couple times and I just was not impressed. I went, you know what, I have other colors in my stash that are very similar that I like, that perform better even just from the swatch. They were just very patchy and just, you know, not pigmented, and I'm not gonna spend my time on that. So I don't feel bad decluttering this. This is just like a sample size 2. Not that that matters. If you're thinking about decluttering, and even if you have a full-size product, declutter it. If it doesn't bring you joy, if it's just sitting around not being used, get rid of it. The next product is from the category Cotton, and this is the MAC Pigment in Warm Snow, and this is a deluxe size. And there's still a ton of product left in here. I've used this a few times. I'm not as afraid to take the cap off anymore, but there's still quite a bit of product in here. It's a pigment. It's very highly pigmented, and I don't need a whole lot of product. It's a very beautiful color though, and it makes a really pretty lid shade, a highlight. I can put it in the middle of darker shades for like a halo eye. So I've used it a handful of times to kind of play around with it a little bit. It's definitely not my favorite thing to use because pigments are a little bit trickier because they're loose. I've been researching how to press MAC pigments because I think that I might enjoy this better if it was pressed because the color is gorgeous, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. I'm still in the research phases, so hopefully I will do that soon, try it out and see if it works, and I can report back on how it worked out for me. But there's not a whole lot of progress to show, but this is a full year project, so I am trying to go the slow and steady wins the race kind of way instead of treating it like a sprint. You know, it's a marathon, not a sprint. The next category is leather, and I have the Maybelline Color Tattoo Leather in Creamy Beige. So this is a cream shadow. I don't really like these. I know. I don't want to be complaining either. I'm just trying to be more positive. I just know I don't like cream eyeshadows, but it makes a pretty decent base. I know a lot of people really like these color tattoos as well as the MAC paint pots. I don't like them that much, really. It's okay though. So I only have very minor progress on this because I haven't been using it as much. It's too dark to be used as just like an eye primer. It's too dark, but I can use a light bit of it on my lid to prime it or set it up for some of the other shades in my Burgundy x9 palette because it is a very complementary tone. So that's how I've been using it, just sort of lightly spread out across my lid. So I'm just taking my good time very slowly and enjoying the light usage as opposed to being very heavy-handed with it. Next category is fruit or flowers, and I have the Fresh Sugar Lip Balm in Rose. This is a deluxe size. I've actually made some pretty decent progress here. I try to mark lip products on the cap whenever possible. I don't like marking them on a piece of paper or a notebook because I always lose a piece of paper, and I generally lose the notebook somewhere. I have hundreds of notebooks. I collect them, but I still end up losing them somewhere along the way. And I don't really like it. I don't find that it motivates me as much. I know some other people live and die by tracking these type of products on a piece of paper, but for me, it just doesn't mean anything. I can tell when I'm using something. So this is the lip balm wound all the way up. There's quite a bit of product still left in here, but I have used it quite a bit. I really like this. I feel like it's very moisturizing. These Fresh Sugar lip balms are some of the most moisturizing, hydrating lip treatments ever. My lips feel so amazing when I'm using these. The only thing is this is tinted. So with my lipstick roulette, I'm only usually using this either in the morning and then taking it off before I put lipstick on, or putting it on in the evening and taking it off before I go to sleep because it's tinted and I don't want to sleep in any sort of tinted makeup product. So that's gonna be a bit of a struggle to use this up, but it feels really nice. So when I'm not wearing lipstick and if I'm sort of hanging out more at home and I'm not trying something out lipstick wise, then this is what I've been reaching for. The next category is wood, and I have the Benefit It's Potent Eye Cream. So I haven't been using this that much. It's okay as an eye cream, nothing special. It's definitely not anything I plan on repurchasing. Those of you who watch my hashtag 365 days of samples, you will know I found my holy grail eye cream. So I really am just trying to finish this as quickly as I can now so that I can justify purchasing the one that I really want. The next category is sugar or iron, and I have the Lit Cosmetics Clearly Liquid Glitter Base. This is a deluxe size. I haven't really used this a whole lot. I didn't mark it, although you can see the difference between where I had marked it at the intro and where I am now, because you really only need the tiniest little bit of this stuff to work. It's very effective. You just have to find that sweet spot when it comes to drying. If you wait too long, you can't get the product on, like the glitter product on, and if you go in too early, it's gonna go all over the place and it's not gonna dry properly. So you have to find like the right time that works for you and the product. My favorite way to use it is to mix a little bit of the glue and the glitter together and make sort of like a paste, but only a little bit, obviously at a time, enough to do, like if I'm doing glitter liner, then just enough to do one eye, and then I have to remix again. The next category is wool or copper, and this is the Buxom Lip Polish in Lavender Cosmo, and this is another deluxe size product. So I used this one time. It's very sticky, and I do not like sticky lip products at all, and I just can't force myself to use it because I don't like it. So I am going to declutter this one as well. I just need to cut my ties with all these Buxom glosses that I'm still hanging on to. As pretty as they are, as much as I want to like them, I don't. And I just have to admit that. It's kind of taboo sometimes to like admit you don't like something that a lot of other people do like, because I know a lot of people do like the Buxom lip glosses, and I feel like, oh my god, I'm gonna be like outcasted from the beauty community for not liking something, and that's so ridiculous. You know, people have different preferences. I'm not a lip gloss person in general, so I'm going to declutter the Buxom gloss. Next, for bronze or pottery, I have the Jane Iredale Double Dazzle Crayon. So one side has the more bronzy shade and one side has the gold shade. So this is called a highlighter pencil, but it's not a highlighter for me. It's a cream eyeshadow stick. I haven't used this a whole lot because I don't really know how to use it in relation to the products that I am using otherwise, other my other eyeshadow products. This one looks pretty good with some of them. It matches Antiqued pretty well from the Burgundy x9 palette. I'm not really feeling gold right now, at least not like yellow gold. This is a very yellow gold cream thing. So I've only used that a handful of times. But if anybody has any suggestions for cream eyeshadow looks or just looks I could do with these kind of colors, let me know. I'm kind of stuck inspiration wise with this thing, so I need a refresher. I need something to trigger my inspiration. For Pottery or Willow, I have the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in Original. This is really close to being finished. Very, very close to being finished. This is my Holy Grail eyeshadow primer, the only traditional eyeshadow primer I have right now, and I will definitely be repurchasing this once it's done. Love this stuff. I find that it really helps my eyeshadow apply better, look better, last longer. It's all those good things, so I could rave and rave about this eyeshadow primer, and I have a lot, so I'm not going to anymore. So you guys get it. This is a Holy Grail staple ride or die product for me. For tin or aluminum, I have the Physicians Formula Happy Booster Bronzer. Again, not a bronzing kind of person. I like this. It's so cute. It has all those individual little hearts in it. I don't know if you guys have ever used something like this where it's like loose bronzer or blush or like those like little Meteorite products, but how long does it take you guys to go through something like that if you're using it at least somewhat consistently? Because I feel like I'm going to have these things forever. So I'm gonna keep using it. It's okay. It smells nice. I like the smell of Physicians Formula stuff. Yeah, it smells pleasant. It doesn't really make me feel happy, and I enjoy using it. I like swirling the brush in it and seeing the hearts. It's like, it really is happy booster. Looking at something like this makes me feel happy, so at least there's that. For steel, I have the Urban Decay 24/7 eyeliner in Binge, and I have not used this a whole lot recently because I was using it at the beginning of this project with Goddess from the Vice LTD. It was a blue shadow that really like matches this eyeliner, and that's how I was using that eyeshadow, and I hated that eyeshadow. I really like this eyeliner though. It's very pretty. I've used it a couple times as like a pop of color when I did like a peach eye. I would do like blue mascara and blue eyeliner. I just haven't used it a whole lot recently because I don't really want to see blue. And I haven't been using a whole lot of peach within the last couple of weeks. I moved my Sweet Peach palette out of my Project Pan porn, so I've been using other things instead. So not a whole lot more progress, but I definitely used this quite a bit at the beginning of this year. Next, for silk or linen, I have the Guerlain Meteorites Perfecting Primer, a deluxe size. So I've used a fair bit of this primer. It's very silky, so it was perfect for this category. It makes my skin feel very soft, but if you have skin issues, it's going to kind of emphasize it because there is a little bit of shimmer, a little bit of glitter in there, and if it's going to emphasize pores, it's gonna make it a little bit more difficult to cover like redness and spots and stuff like that, because I found that stuff just sort of slid around a little bit. Looked beautiful if you didn't need to cover a lot of stuff up. So my camera battery died. I apologize for any discrepancies going on here. Anyway, I was at the category Lace, and I had the ColourPop SuperShock Shadow in Crimper. And I have used this shadow a little bit. I do find that my ColourPop eyeshadows are not as good as they were before, but they still are so pretty. They're so just pretty. They really are pretty. And this shade is a pretty close color to Honey Lust from the Burgundy x9 palette, so I've paired them together a couple times. Again, there's not a whole lot of usage on this. Next, for the category Ivory, I have the CoverGirl TruBlend Foundation in Classic Ivory, and this is pretty close to being done. I can get a little bit more out of it, I think, but I did mark it here, and I do think I'm even further with this guy. That's sort of the benefit of having a product in here that was already half finished before I started the challenge. It means I will finish it a lot faster. In general, I can finish a full foundation, 30 milliliters, in 3 months. So I think I'll be able to finish this by the time the next update rolls around. Alright, so we're finally getting to the end. For crystal, I have the L'Oreal Nutra Shimmer Crystal Shampoo. So I didn't bother remarking this. As I said, I had to refilm this update. So you can see where I had marked it for the last update, and I've made a little bit more progress since then. So there's still quite a bit of shampoo in here, but from where I started with the intro and where I am now, I will probably have this finished somewhere around the time the next update is. I'm gonna skip to shells, and I had an eyeshadow from the Lime Crime Venus palette palette, this shade Shell. I've only used that about once, not because I don't like it, but because I've been focusing on other things. My plan is to put the Venus palette into my project Pan Porn, probably April, May-ish, somewhere where it's like springy, and I would really reach for these gorgeous tones more. So that brings me to the category Wax, which I saved for the end. That's the Crazy Rumors Spiced Chai Lip Balm, and I finished this. So I was just trying to use this up consistently, and I did. It's a good thing. It's a clear lip balm, so it helped my poor chapped lips, especially after doing one of my lipstick roulette videos. So I'm 1 product down and 2 decluttered, and I think that I'm making some really good progress within this project. It is a year-long project, so I'm approaching it that way. It's easy to get frustrated and you can't really see the end of the tunnel because you really are so far away from it. This project is not going to wrap up until December, so we have a long time to go, but I've got a lot of stuff to work on and a lot of stuff to play with, so we're just gonna take each day, each week, each month as it comes. Anyway, that is all I have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please go check out all of the other people that are in this collab, and I hope I will see you in my next video. Bye.